those of you who don't know me, I'm Anthony Quatham. I am a recent graduate of Indiana Wesleyan. I went to school to become a youth pastor. Steve asked me a week ago if I could prepare a message for this week because he thought he would be at home taking care of his baby. Benjamin Keith Kohler was born August 28th, 2013. He is 21 and a half inches long and 9 pounds and 10.4 ounces. He's a big baby. He is doing well. He is still in Children's Hospital, but they are slowly taking him off of all the medicine he's on, and hopefully he will be able to go home sometime this week if he keeps making the progress that he's making right now. So let's keep him in our prayers. Today we will be in John 5, first 15 verses. How many of you know a man who could never move? This man was paralyzed. He couldn't move. He couldn't do anything. He had to rely on everyone for everything for 38 years of his life. That's longer than I've been alive. I can't imagine not being able to move, not being able to take care of myself. I'm a very independent person, and so are most of you in this room. So having to rely on others to take care of him, that would be a huge burden in my eyes and probably most of yours. There was a time in my life where I couldn't move one thing in my life. And as many of you know, I was in a car accident last summer. Probably the scariest moment of my life is I hit the windshield of the vehicle and I cut up the left side of my face and my eye instantly swelled shut. For an hour, I could not see out of my left eye. I thought I had lost it because I could not open it on my own. Until the paramedic pried my eye open, I did not know I could still see. And that was scary because I'm someone that's been able to see my whole life. I love to hunt, love to fish, I love to drive, I love to shoot. All that would have changed. It was really scary. What if we could heal ourselves? What if the red pill and the blue pill were real from the Matrix? The red pill healed you and the blue pill left you the same. The thing of it is it doesn't exist. It would be great because we could fix ourselves. We wouldn't need anything. We wouldn't need anyone. But we can't because we need someone greater than ourselves. We have to have someone that's stronger than us. As I've said, we are going to be in John 5 today. When we are faithful, God can work in us. Sometime later, Jesus went up to Jerusalem for one of the Jewish festivals. Now there is in Jerusalem, near the sheep gate, a pool, which in Aramaic is called Bethesda, and which is surrounded by 5 covered colonnades. Here, a great number of disabled people used to lie, the blind, the lame, the paralyzed. One who was there had been an invalid for 38 years. When Jesus saw him lying there and learned that he had been in this condition for a long time, he asked him, "Do you want to get well?" "Sir," the invalid replied, "I have no one to help me into the pool when the water is stirred. While I am trying to get in, someone else goes down ahead of me." Then Jesus said to him, "Get up, pick up your mat, and walk." At once the man was cured. He picked up his mat and walked. The day on which this took place was a Sabbath, and so the Jewish leader said to the man who had been healed, "It is the Sabbath. The law forbids you to carry your mat." But he replied, "The man who made me well said, 'Pick up your mat and walk.'" So they asked him, "Who was this fellow who told you to pick up and walk?" The man who was healed had no idea who it was, for Jesus had slipped away into the crowd that was there. Later, Jesus found him at the temple and said to him, "See, you are well again. Stop sinning, or something worse may happen to you." This man went away and told the Jewish leaders that it was Jesus who had made him well. This man kept faith through the hardest times of his life. This man could not do anything, but he kept faith. He kept faith that maybe he could be healed. This man patiently waited for God to come work in his life. And every time the water was stirred by an angel, someone cut in front of him. And then again, and again, and again, over and over for 38 years. I don't know about you, but that would make me pretty aggravated. I get aggravated when someone cuts in front of me when I'm in the fast lane on the highway. This is my lane, get out of it. Get irritated when someone cuts in front of me real quick at the register. I'm sure some of you do too. It's frustrating. And we get mad over that. So didn't the man who needed to be healed have more right to be mad than us? He had every right to be mad, but he wasn't. He kept it in. He kept it to himself, and he stayed faithful. I'd have gave up. I would have just stopped trying. It's 38 years and nothing has changed. Well, in the 22 years of my life, if nothing had changed in my life, I'd have gave up. If I had that one problem that never changed, I'd have gave up. He didn't. This man was never discouraged. He never lost faith. I can't say there's a time in my life where I haven't lost my faith. I did. I lost it for years of my life. And it's hard to fall away. And that's over simple things that happened in my life, and I lost my faith. This man wanted to be healed. Healed. To be able to do what we do. Take care of himself. Get up. Walk. Go to the store. Walk down the street to his neighbor. Go out and hang with his friends. He couldn't do that. He was stuck in the spot he was at because he was faithfully waiting to be healed. And he was not discouraged. He did not lose his faith. The reason the man was healed was because he was faithful. And I'm sure there were many, many people in his life that told him, "You're dumb for believing that you can be healed after all this time, and you still haven't been healed." But you know what? He didn't listen. Just like Job didn't listen to the men in his life who told him he was stupid for not rebuking God when God wasn't even punishing him, when God was challenging him. But Job wouldn't renounce his faith because he remained faithful. And what happened to Job? He got everything back tenfold of what he had lost. This man remained faithful for 38 years. And when the right time came, God healed him because of the man's faith. That is the key, is to not lose faith. Without faith, we have nothing. Nothing. People tell us we're crazy. We believe in something we cannot see, we cannot hear, we cannot feel. I don't know about you, but I can see it. I can feel it, and I can hear it. It's all around us. The people in this church are the ones that show you it by their walk. The music that we just played, I felt God in that. You can feel it, you can see it. And through our faith, God works in us. When we are faithful, God can work in us, and he will do amazing things with people. I have not been healed like this man has been healed, but I've been healed in a great way for myself and my family. In the 4th grade, my life changed, and I went downhill. I got picked on at school because the kids thought it were cool. It didn't end in the 4th grade, nor the 5th, nor the 6th. It didn't even end when I graduated high school. It ended because I moved away. I moved away from this town, from these people. And I despised this place with everything in me. I was very angry. My family's a testament to that, because not only did I take it out on myself, I took it out on them. I left, and I allowed God to work in my life. And he took the anger and the hate that I had for this town and took it away. Because if he wouldn't, I wouldn't be standing here today. I wouldn't be working in the youth group. I wouldn't have even went to school to be a pastor. I had quit and gave up. Didn't know what I was going to do. I was 17, didn't care. But God put a seed in me between my 2 best friends, which their names are Josh and Phil. They saw something in me that I didn't even see in myself. And God worked through them to reach me, to do his work. And I'm very grateful for them in my life and how God used them to reach me and heal me to where I can be here where I'm at today and to say I have overcame my anger because of my faith in God. Without that, without faith, I wouldn't have been healed. I'd still be angry and bitter, and I don't know where I would be. I can't tell you that. I can't even think about it because I don't know. I just know it wouldn't be here, and I wouldn't be influencing the people that influence me. And God uses all of you to help me. This church has helped me grow and know that I am called to do what I'm called to do. My sophomore year of college, I forgot what I was called to do because of some trials I went through at school. And I almost quit. I came home for Thanksgiving break, and I almost didn't go back. And I was 2.5 years done with college. God used this church and this youth group, your kids, to touch my life and rekindle my calling. This church healed me and showed me that I am called to something greater that I can't understand. This trial means nothing. Push through it and see what I can do. And he's done a lot because I'm standing up here today talking to you. So thank you, church, for doing that. The other thing we have to realize from this story is we are not on our timing, which is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's human time. That's not God's time. God will not heal you or use you in your time. This man's life proves that. In 38 years, it took him 38 years to get healed. And I guarantee you from day one, he wanted to be healed. Day one. I tried to give up my anger on my own. I tried to do stuff on my own. It doesn't work. It didn't work. I couldn't do it. I thought I was wrong. I wasn't. It wasn't in my timing that it could be fixed. It was God's. God's time has no limits. That's the thing we have to realize. In this society, we want it here, we want it now, we want it new, we want it fresh, we want to be the best. That's not God. God is going to fix the broken pieces and use you when he is ready. When he is ready. You just have to have patience and wait. And trust me, I don't have patience. I don't have patience. I'm ADHD, I can't sit still, I have to be doing stuff. Hardest thing in my life was waiting for God to help me with my anger. I gave it up. I said, God, take it away. Take it. You know what? He didn't. It's not that I didn't have faith. It's that it wasn't the right time. I hadn't fully seen God, so God could take it away. I hadn't fully accepted him here, right here. I did that in the summer of 2012, right here in this middle of this floor, when I was baptized. From that day on, my anger has been gone because I accepted Christ and I gave up everything that was holding me back. Yeah, I still struggle with it sometimes, but it ain't nothing like it used to be. God will use us when we are faithful. We have to remain faithful just as the man remained faithful for 38 years. It may take 38 years from now, from whatever struggle you're going with, before God's going to answer it. Can you hang on? Can you hold on for the ride? I promise you it'll be worth it. I may only be 22, but it's worth it. Because that person I was wasn't me. It was someone I created because this world told me I was weak. I was useless. And so I became someone who wasn't weak and who didn't take anything. I was bitter. I was angry. That didn't matter. It didn't matter to me. I didn't care if you liked me or you. It didn't matter. Because I thought everybody was out to get me, and I just hated everyone. But I saw the faith and became faithful, and God worked in me. We have to keep the faith through the hard times. It ain't easy. Just like it wasn't easy to not see. I could have blamed God for that. God, why did you allow me to get in this wreck? But I didn't. It's just something I had to go through, and I learned something from it. The gift of sight, walk, talk, touch, smell, it's a gift that we take for granted every day, that I took for granted. And I lost part of it for a brief time. And it made me realize I need to take advantage of this. And I have. We have to take what God gives us and use it. Use your gifts for God. Be faithful and use them. And it's hard. Trust me, I know. I thought I was wrong. I thought I didn't have enough faith growing up because God wouldn't heal me. I thought I didn't have enough faith. Just because you're not healed in the way that you want, or in the way that I say you should be, or anybody, doesn't mean you don't have enough faith. It means it's not in God's will or in God's timing for it to happen. Stay faithful. Because when we are faithful, God will use us. He will heal you. But in his way, not our way, his way. You're going through whatever you're going through. You struggle with what you struggle with. Because without those struggles, we wouldn't need God. Because it would be like the red pill exists, and we take it, and everything's fine in our life. We're in control. We're not. God is in control of our lives. God is going to use you when you open your door, which is your heart, and allow him to use you. I know I'm glad that I did. I have one last thing for you guys, and that's something to remember God. Just takes your left hand right here. God is who he says he is. God can do what he says he will do. I am who God says I am. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. The word is alive and active in me. I believe in God. I believe in God. If you believe in God, he will use you. He will heal you. Remember, when we are faithful, God can use us. Thank you.